Hey there, I'm back with another My Take on a Pattern tutorial. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. It's just a case of taking a pattern that I find interesting and trying to work it out myself, showing you guys how that works out. So stick around and we'll get right in it. Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AKAAWOL, and today we're working with pattern 96584. Whoop. Too much zoom. This, let's try to get it here. So this is interesting. Obviously, this, let's get a pencil here. Red seems good, sure. It's this area here that really makes it up. This diamond, I'm guessing, was a way for them to reconnect the pattern back to itself instead of just going with this little part here. I'm not sure what the user's intention was when they came up with this, but the diamond with it does kind of throw me off a little bit. So I'm not sure how much we're keeping and how much we're throwing away. But yeah, let's do this. We need to, again, rotate it 90 degrees. And we need to enlarge it. And that looks good. And just kind of scooch it over here just a skosh. Alright. So I'm thinking this part here, this like big figure 8 in yellow, can be our center point. There is how many colors? 1, which is out here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 colors. I guess we're going with the rainbow. Why not? If we start with the red, oh, we didn't. Always do that. Anchor the layer before you can paint. Alright. If we do the red diamonds out, I think it goes to here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the diamond that makes up that original figure 8. So I guess we have to choose now which side do we put the orange on. I'm going to say we'll put the orange inside like that, and then we'll go with the yellow in the center. Why? Because we can. It doesn't matter at the end of the day how we do this. So purple. And at some point here we're going to have to start working on these underlying strings, because I can see this is going to get away from us real quick if we don't. So I'm going to zoom in, making it easier to see this, and we're just going to follow where this purple is going to kind of get the whole underlying strings worked out. If you're new to my videos, designing bracelets is kind of my thing, and working out the complexities of these patterns, I have discovered methods that make things easier, and one of those is if you go and you work out the easy bits first. When you get to the more difficult and, you know, trying to figure out where everything else is, it'll be a whole lot easier because the number of choices left will be few. So yeah. And if you've been here for a while, you kind of know this already, and kudos to you. Thank you for coming back. So yeah, it's where the colors are like right here like this. This is pretty easy to see where they are and what they're doing. But there's going to be a lot of little zigzagging going on further up in this bracelet. And figuring out those strings is going to be a little bit more challenging as we go. So okay, purple has replaced this light blue, and now it goes into diamonds. Like that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there is 2, 3, and 4. So far we're kind of sticking to exactly what they had intended. So the next color, orange in this case, is something that comes around the outside. So in our doing the rainbow, the next color to come out would be blue. So that, oh, I see. It's going to do something like this. And sort of stops right there. Interesting. Right. So let's work out the easier part of this for what we can. I'm going to guess that is the method for these strings, because we know the outer colors bounce as well. Where it goes after this, I don't know. But this part here seems pretty easy, pretty logical. Whatever happens here has to send that color back. And then, yes, this color is right here. Cool. So there's our blue. Let's get these purples in, because obviously that's a thing. So yeah, in case you're wondering why are we going so off on the colors and stuff, is that the rainbow is just really easy to figure out the sequence of the colors. You can easily replace it with any colors you want, from a fade to, you know, literally anything. It just makes it really, really super easy to change them up. So this, where the yellow was, is the red over here, and we can see that the yellow makes the dots, and we can tell that it's pretty much the only thing that could have, based on this, right? The red comes up, it has to turn back in because of the direction that the blue is taking. So when you're trying to design your patterns and you see like it works out, you know, exactly how you intended, that's always a good thing. In this case, it's working out. Somebody else already kind of put together the whole pattern, but seeing how easy this is, you know, it's just reassuring. Alright, and we don't know what happens to that after this point. We do know that there's another color that comes along and goes along the whole outside. And despite this darkness here, which is funny, they make it look like the dark colors on the outside, it does not. It is strictly this color, the blue, would only be the only thing. So now from down here, there's only one string left. And how easy is that, right? We can follow its path straight through between everything else and bring this into play. So now this just runs along the outside. And you can see from the way that I have my graph paper or whatever done, you can tell that the string that they're implying makes a little view on the sides. It really doesn't. It's just the string under here. So the green is where the blue was on the original, so that goes up like that. Let's just trace this in, or not really trace this, fill in where the strings are. That was weird. I was scooching my mouse up, it hit where the keyboard is, and I couldn't press the button down. I couldn't figure out what was wrong. Alright, and down the other way. And you can kind of see, like, in order to link all these together, this is the only path it can really do to make this work. Alright, now for the yellow. The yellow, apparently, whoops, hit the black line with that, just goes straight up the outside. And I know I've said this before, but for the sake of the new people, I typically don't do a lot of bracelets that have like this level of just zigzagging back and forth. It's not that they're too complicated to do, it's just I typically don't do them. Alright, so according to our pattern, this yellow comes up and makes a big X. And look at that, it puts us right at the end. So the actual diamond that they had in here is actually going to be a diamond, but it's going to have to be smaller because there isn't room left. Otherwise we'd have to like extend the bracelet even longer, and I don't think that's going to work out really well. So the next color in was the green, which is this, the orange. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, let's follow the oranges up. So pretty much we're staying true to the whole pattern, just a slight change up at the very end of it. But the cool part is we balanced it out to fit the size bracelet we wanted to make. So, oh, wait, back up a few. Yeah, the orange comes out this way. There we go. Easy peasy. So there are definitely going to be colors that are used an awful lot in this, and not a whole lot we can do about that. So you can see, because the orange is going up in the diamond, this green's going to come back in. We can fill in this yellow. So yeah, we're obviously using a lot of green. So yeah, this isn't bad. There's our diamond at the end. So we've basically held up to the whole thing. I'm not sure if this is how the artist who designed the pattern intended it to be, but I think we showcased the better part of the bracelet. This design down here, that's going to be the bulk of it, and then this other thing at the top. Alright, let's see. Color wise, it's the blue that comes through this way. And you can see I'm just following the path that is here to figure out how the colors will interact with anything. Now technically we don't know, we wouldn't know where this is going, except we know that the color that comes inside of this is going to make the diamond. So when it comes up, it's going to come here and then back in. So because of that, we know that the blue will change to this direction this way. So how's that for some deductive reasoning? Alright. Next, we can bring the red out. The red goes that way. And again, because we have everything else filled in, seeing what path this takes is pretty easy. And that's obviously the red's going to be the center of that diamond up there. This purple is going to come through like this. So I have no idea what colors I will use. I'm planning on going out and spending a day out and about and see if I can't be inspired by nature outside. So maybe I'll use something I find out in the wild as my inspiration for this. Black. And then I see that orange comes this way. So there we have it. There is our whole top half of the bracelet is done. Now all we have to do is to copy this top half. So you see how that just like snaps to our middle grid there? That's so awesome. Control C, Control V. So now we have a floating section that we are going to flip vertically, and we are just going to drag this on down and bring it in here. And then zoom in a little bit so we can make sure that we line it up really good. Anchor that layer, and then the big reveal. And that's how our bracelet is going to look. So yeah, it's really a lot like the original. I'm not sure if everybody would have started with the diamond like that. The diamond here obviously goes out much bigger, because it actually would go to the point where you used red where the yellow is. That would have been inside, and it's only the little diamond there. But that's what it took to fit it into the space that we were allowing for this bracelet. So yeah, if I actually extended it down to where it could hold that whole diamond, we would have to cut off a large section of the lower part in order to make this bracelet fit to a normal wrist. If we just extended it just to have the diamond on both ends, you're looking at more like an anklet or something like that. It would be too big around, you know, and it would just kind of fall off your wrist when you tied it on. So this is how it works out. At least for the string that I'm using, I'm doubling up my floss. So if you use a smaller floss or something else, then you could have different results. But that's it. Thanks for sticking around this long. Thank you to my Patreon supporters who make this possible. Couldn't do it without you guys. Please leave a like and a comment. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.